Have you ever caught yourself waiting for a text that never came, refreshing your notifications, hoping someone noticed what you did, what you said, or who you are? Most people live their entire lives on that hook, constantly performing for an audience that isn't even paying attention. And the worst part, they don't even realize it. They dress for approval. They speak for approval. They make decisions based on what others will think. But what if I told you that the moment you stop needing validation from others is the moment your real life actually begins? Today, we're going to explore why the Stoics believed that seeking approval from the outside world is one of the most dangerous traps a human being can fall into, and what to do instead. Stay until the end, because the final insight will completely shift the way you see yourself and the people around you. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the ancient world. He commanded armies, ruled an empire, and was surrounded every single day by people who wanted something from him: flattery, favors, admiration. And yet, he wrote privately in his journal words that almost no emperor had the courage to think. "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others." He noticed the trap. He saw it everywhere. He worked every single day to escape it. Long before him, Epictetus, a man who had been born into slavery and had nothing, understood that the only freedom worth having was freedom from the need for other people's approval. And Seneca, writing to his friend Lucilius, warned, "It is the sign of a weak mind to be unable to bear wealth, but it is equally the sign of a weak mind to be unable to bear poverty." Replace the word poverty with loneliness, with judgment, with rejection, and you have one of the most powerful pieces of advice ever written. The Stoics weren't antisocial. They weren't telling you to lock yourself in a room and hate the world. They were telling you to stop handing control of your inner peace to people who don't even know themselves. Let's break that down into 4 sharp insights. 1. Validation from others is borrowed confidence, and it always runs out. Think about the last time someone complimented you. For a moment, you felt good, capable, worthy. But how long did that feeling last? A few hours? A day? And then what? You needed another hit, another comment, another like, another nod of approval. That's not confidence. That's dependency. The Stoics called this living according to the opinions of others, and they considered it one of the lowest forms of existence. Not because other people are bad, but because it means you have handed the keys to your own peace over to someone else entirely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When your sense of self-worth depends on what someone else thinks of you, you no longer have power over your own mind. You've outsourced it. And outsourced peace is fragile. The moment the approval stops, and it always stops, you collapse. Real confidence is built in private. It's built in the moments when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when the world is completely indifferent. That's where the Stoics lived. 2. The need for validation is the fear of your own judgment. Here's something most people are too afraid to admit. When we desperately seek approval from others, it's often because deep down, we don't trust ourselves. We don't believe our own instincts. We don't trust our own choices. So we outsource the verdict. We let others decide whether we are good enough, smart enough, interesting enough. Epictetus addressed this directly when he said, "Never depend on the admiration of others. There is no strength in it. Personal merit cannot be derived from an external source." Think about what that means. If you need someone else to confirm your worth, then you have already decided, secretly, that you don't have any. You are not looking for their opinion. You are looking for permission to feel good about yourself. And that permission will never stick. Because if you don't believe it yourself first, no amount of external praise will ever fill that gap. The Stoic path runs in the opposite direction. It asks you to sit down with yourself, to evaluate your own actions, to hold yourself accountable not to the crowd, but to your own values. If this is already changing the way you see things, subscribe right now. This channel exists for people who are serious about building a mind that doesn't break under pressure. Hit that subscribe button and keep growing. 3. People who don't need your approval will always respect you more. There's a strange paradox that the Stoics understood long before modern psychology caught up. The more you chase someone's approval, the less they respect you. And the more at ease you are without it, the more naturally they are drawn to you. Why? Because neediness communicates insecurity. And insecurity, at a deep level, signals instability. But when someone stands in their own convictions, speaks without begging to be agreed with, and moves through the world without adjusting their identity to please whoever is in the room, that person is magnetic. Seneca put it plainly: associate with those who will make a better man of you. But here's what he didn't add: you can only attract those kinds of people when you already are that kind of person yourself. You cannot attract the grounded by being ungrounded. You cannot attract the secure by performing desperation. When you stop needing validation, something shifts. Your words carry more weight because you're not saying them to impress anyone. Your actions are cleaner because they're not performances. Your choices become yours, not theirs. 4. The only opinion that shapes your character is your own. Every night, Marcus Aurelius sat alone and asked himself 3 questions. What did I do wrong today? What did I do right? What can I do better tomorrow? He wasn't asking his generals. He wasn't reading what the citizens of Rome thought of him. He was sitting with himself, and he was honest. That's the Stoic practice of self-examination, and it is the exact opposite of seeking outside validation. The Stoics believe that your character is forged entirely from the inside. No one else can build it for you, and no one else's praise can substitute for it. If you cheat, but someone calls you honest, you are still a cheater. If you are brave but no one notices, you are still brave. The opinion that actually defines you is the one you hold about yourself, the honest one, formed in the quiet moments when no one is there to perform for. That's the only review that counts. So here is the hard truth. If you need people to like you in order to feel okay, you are not free. You are a performer, waiting for the audience to decide whether your life was worth living. And that is no way to live. The Stoics didn't say this to be cruel. They said it because they understood something rare, that the only life worth building is the one you can stand behind when you're completely alone, when the crowd disappears, when the notifications stop, when there's no one left to impress. Who are you then? That is the question that Stoicism asks, and it is the most important question you will ever sit with. Stop adjusting yourself to fit rooms that were never built for you. Stop shrinking your voice so people who don't understand depth feel comfortable. Stop waiting for someone to hand you permission to take yourself seriously. Marcus Aurelius was right. You have power over your mind, not outside events. And once you claim that power, once you stop renting your worth out to strangers, everything changes. You move differently. You speak differently. You choose differently. Not because people now approve of you, but because you no longer need them to. If this message landed, I want you to do 3 things right now. First, subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you're choosing to invest in yourself every single day, and that choice alone separates you from the crowd. Second, like this video so that more people who need this reminder can find it. And third, drop in the comments the words, "I don't need permission." That tells me you stayed until the end, and that you're ready to stop performing and start living. And before you go, pick one of the videos showing up right now on your screen. Just like this one. It might not just change how you think, it might change how you choose to live.